Hello, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Sir.
Ma'am.
Sir, yes, good evening. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, ma'am. Fine, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
Yes, fine, sir.
Ma'am,
Temperature check, sir. Sorry, you are Naresh, sir. Sorry, I am Pungodi.
No, here name is Gotha.
Yeah, Gothe, but actually Pungodi is my full name.
Yes, ma'am. I know. Raghav sir
Yeah.
told many times. I'm giving the access to you, ma'am.
Yeah, sir.
After
Sure,
giving
sir.
access, I will leave.
Okay, sure. I thought that Raghav, sir. So that I was okay.
No,
Okay,
no,
I
no,
can
no, no,
understand.
no.
Naresh, yes, Mr.
No, no,
Naresh.
no.
Yes, sir.
1 week or 1.5 week, I will
Yeah,
be
sir. Till
hosting
they,
the class.
till they come to normal is
Okay.
necessary. Okay, thank you.
Please record the session also, ma'am.
Pardon, sir?
Session recording you will do?
You also do it, sir, recording. I do not know
Okay.
because, okay.
Oh, it's already in recording only, ma'am.
Yeah, recording. I could see the symbol. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, I gave the host to you.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Let us wait for some more time for others to join. Lakshanya, you people are from which school, ma? Lakshanya, Shruti, Devani. Lakshanya? Shruti, you are from which school, ma? Am I audible? Yes, I should, because yes, ma, 7 students have joined. I will go with the class. Am I audible? I just now I talked to Epsilon sir. Yeah, am I audible? I'm not getting any response from anyone. Hello? Hello? Shruti, any one of you answer me whether I am audible or not.
Yes, ma'am.
But to get one answer from you people, I have to ask this many questions. Very bad, ma. Very, very bad. This is not the behavior. This behavior I won't appreciate it, please. What is the purpose I asked? Because whether I am audible or not. But I know that now Naresh sir called up, one of the sir from Epsilon called up, so I know that there is a, but I want to come to check it. Then this is the answer you people are giving me. It's very bad, man. This is the response. This is not appreciated. Can't even one child can unmute and give the answer. Next, the chapter, last chapter left over is coordination compounds. Coordination compounds. What is a coordination compound? A coordination compound has some is made up of coordination bond. It has coordination bond. So if it has a coordination bond in a compound which has a definite arrangement is called as a coordination compounds. For example, I say that coordination bond will be there in a coordination compound. I say, for example, in ammonium chloride, there is a coordination bond is there. This is N. If I talk about ammonium, this is a covalent bond, whereas it's a coordination bond. But we don't call this as a coordination compound. Coordination compound have a covalent bond, form a coordinate bond, which should be bonded to a metal atom, where the atoms should be arranged in a regular structure, regular arrangement, depending upon the number of atoms which are bonded to the metal atom is called as a coordination compound. In a coordination compound, there will be a coordinate bond, but the compound form is by forming a bond between an atom to a metal atom, which has a specific arrangement depending upon the atoms bonded to the metal atom is called as a coordination compound. Will you say this as a coordination compound? Even though it has a coordinate bond, we don't call as a coordination compound. Metal atom, that is, the bond has to be, the coordinate bond has to be made to the metal atom. But when we talk about p block elements, we were talking about NiCO4. That as I told, if you remember, if carbon monoxide is bonded to a metal atom, the oxidation state of the metal is 0 and 2. The oxidation state of the metal is 0 when a metal is bonded to a carbon monoxide. This is here, the bond is, this is CO is forming a coordination bond to nickel, bonded to nickel. And these atoms which are bonded to nickel have a definite arrangement. Hence we call this as a coordination compound. Bond is there, but it is bonded to a metal atom. Then only we call that as a coordination compound. Ammonium chloride is not a coordination compound, it's nothing but a simple salt, which contains a coordination bond. But coordination compounds, this is the thing, where the atoms should be bonded to the metal atom through a coordinate bond, and the arrangement of that atom to the metal atom will take up a specific arrangement depending upon the number of atoms bonded to the metal atom. This is we call as a coordination compound. Actually, the idea of coordination compound was first given by Werner. Werner was a scientist. He was Alfred Werner. He was a scientist working on this coordination compounds. He did many research on the coordination compounds and gave his theory called as Werner theory, we say. He only brought out primary valence, secondary valence, everything, details of coordination compounds, he only brought it. He says that a coordination compound contains two valences. It contains two valencies. One is secondary valence and primary valence. A coordination compound contains two valences. That is, one is a primary valence, another is a secondary valence. Primary valence are always satisfied by an anion. Primary valence are always satisfied by anion, and they are highly ionizable. They are highly ionizable, completely ionizable, and they are mostly, they are saying that they are always satisfied by an anion, that is highly ionizable. When I talk about the secondary valence is non-ionizable. Secondary valence is non-ionizable. It may be a negative. The secondary valence can be a negative or it may be a neutral molecule. The secondary valence may be a negative ion or it may be a neutral molecule. This is coordination compound contains two valences. One is a primary valence, another is a secondary valence. Primary valence is completely ionizable and it must always satisfy by an anion. Whereas secondary valence is non-ionizable. It may be an anion or it may be a neutral molecule. For example, For example, I can say CONS3 6 times Cl3. This is one of the complex. This is the complex. CONS3 NS3 6 times and square bracket I have Cl3. When I put this in the solution, it is ionizes as CONS3 6 3 plus 3 Cl minus. This is the way it ionizes. The one which is, this is called as a coordination entity. The everything inside the square bracket, I call that as a coordination entity. Everything inside the coordination, inside the square bracket, I call as coordination entity. The coordination entity is not ionizable. This is the one you get ionizable. Inside this is not ionizable. So I said that this is the primary valence, which is ionizable. Primary valence. This is the secondary valence, which is non-ionizable. Primary valence always will be a negative ion because it will be always negative. Secondary valence may be a neutral or an anion. Here neutral. NH3 is neutral. That you will study. NH3 is neutral molecule. Ammonia neutral molecule. Or it may be an anion. In this particular case, you have only a neutral molecule. The same thing I can write. CONS3 3 times Cl2 is another complex. It's another complex. Here, this is the primary valence. These two are secondary valence. In this secondary valence, I have a neutral molecule and an anion, which is, this is not being completely, this is not ionizable. When this ionizes, the ions you get is CONS3 5 times Cl. This is 2 plus 2 Cl minus. This is the way it ionizes. This is only ionizes. This is not ionizes. So this is we call as a secondary valence. This we call as a primary valence. Clear about? Next. In this coordination entity, the secondary valence which bonded to the metal atom will have a specific arrangement depending upon the number of secondary valence which is being attached to the metal atom. This secondary valence, the molecules, the atoms or molecules inside the coordination entity will have a definite arrangement, definite geometry of the molecule, provided depending upon the number of secondary valence which is bonded to the metal atom. Next he says that then the coordination number is nothing but the number of the secondary valence. Coordination number is nothing but number of atoms bonded to the metal atom. That is called coordination number. Coordination number is the number of atoms bonded to the metal atom. Here, what is the coordination number? 6. 6 is the coordination number. Then the secondary valence is also 6. The coordination number is equal to the secondary valence in that particular molecule. That was given by Werner. And he says that this is a coordination entity. This can also be called as counter ion. We can say that. Counter ion, we can say that. Counter, COUNTER. This is Cl3. This ion can also be called as a counter ion, and this is called as a coordination entity. This detail is given by Werner based on his research. First, he says that coordination compound contains 2 valence, primary valence and secondary valence. Primary valence is completely ionizable. Secondary valence is not ionizable. Primary valence always anion. Secondary valence may be an anion or it may be a neutral molecule. You may ask why a cation can't be. Why a cation can't be the secondary valence? Why? Because metal atom is already electropositive. Because when we have studied the d block elements forms coordination compounds. Why? Presence of back and d orbital. Then only the one which is coming out can form a coordination bond. The O can form a coordination bond, only electron rich center can form a coordination bond. And a cation, which is already electron deficient, cannot form a coordination bond. So you cannot have cation over here. Understand? So neutral ligand, because neutral ligand means there must be a lone pair. That one is being donated. So neutral molecule will be a lone pair. Anion will be electron rich center. That will be repeating the bond with the metal atom. So secondary valence always will be mostly will be a neutral molecule, or it may be a negative ion. First. Second, then it says that this is we call as a coordination entity, this we call as a counter ion. The coordination entity, the molecules in the coordination entity, I will have a specific geometry of the molecule depending upon the number of secondary valence. For example, I can say if the secondary valence is 6 in number, then the structure of this coordination entity will be octahedral structure. It will have 6 means octahedral structure. If it is 5 means, then we will have a trigonal bipyramidal structure. If it is 4 means, it may be a tetrahedral structure or it may be a square planar. That I have to check it out. Depending upon the secondary valence, nature of the secondary valence. If the secondary valence is 4, the geometry of the molecule may be a tetrahedral structure or it may be a square planar structure. That we will discuss in the chapter. So, yeah, depending upon the number of secondary valence, the molecule takes up a specific geometry. And the coordination number is equal to the secondary valence. Coordination number is nothing but number of atoms that is bonded to the metal atom. Secondary valences will be equal to the number of coordination number of that particular metal atom. And it is also fixed in a particular compound. For example, if I take cobalt, mostly cobalt, the oxidation state of coordination compounds, in coordination compounds. Actually, cobalt in last chapter we have seen. Cobalt shows +2 and +3. +2 and +3. +2 is stable in salts, but in coordination compounds, compared to +2, +3 is more stable. You can see most of the coordination compounds of cobalt mostly will be of +3. Stability is more in +3 because in the solution, hydration energy is given or more amount of hydration energy, the molecule become more stabilized. That is the reason. You can see in coordination compound, most of the coordination compound of cobalt will be +3 and mostly it will be of octahedral. And mostly it will be of octahedral. So it is fixed for a particular metal atom. This detail is being given by Werner. Understand? Shall I pass on? I am passing on. Any doubt is there?
Ma'am, can you repeat why cobalt has +3 oxidation state again?
Cobalt has 2 oxidation states, +2 and +3. If you talk about the salt, cobalt is 8. If you see as a normal salt, cobalt is stabilized. If you see the normal salt, cobalt will be in +2 state. But if you see in the coordination compounds, mostly cobalts will be in +3 state only. Is there? Cobalt of +3 is there, but very rare. Most of the cobalt complexes, coordination complex that you see will be of +3 state. Compared to +2, +3 is more stabilized because when I talk about +3, large amount of energy is given of +3, more hydration is because coordination compounds, the reaction will be mostly take place in aqueous solution. Therefore, +3, more hydration enthalpy, the more energy that is given out will make the CO2 plus to get oxidized to +3. Because to convert from CO2 plus, I have to remove an electron. I need an energy. Where this energy will come from? CO3 plus, initially, when the initial formation will be very slow down because energy is needed. Once CO3 plus is formed, because of small cation, more hydration energy will be given out. The hydration energy that is given out will utilize the further release of electron from CO2 plus. So, in coordination compounds, I can say CO3 plus is more stabilized. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next. Yes. Werner was giving the coordination compound of this type. For example, he says that CONS is simple ion. CONS3 6Cl3. The secondary valence is this. But there are secondary valence of another type was founded later. K4, F3, Cl3. Now, which is the secondary valence? The This is the primary valence. This is ionizable. When I put in water, it ionizes as 4K plus FeCl6 4 minus. It is non-ionizable. So this is the secondary valence. This is the primary valence. According to Werner, primary valence is always an anion, I told. Primary valence is always anion, I told, because at that time this type of coordination compound was not found out, so it was given. Now I can say that primary valence may be a cation or it may be an anion. It's not always anion. If it is of this type, it is an anion. If it is of this is also a coordination compound only. If this is of this type, then primary valence will be a cation. This is only ionizable, but it was found out later. So only we are not. So we can make the Werner gave the theory, but the primary valence may be a cation or it may be an anion, depending upon the concept. If this is the complex, primary valence is an anion. If this is a complex, primary valence is a cation. This type of complex is also possible. But at that time, when he made the research, he was doing the research of only this type of complex. So he made the statement as primary valence is always an anion. It's not so. Shall I pass on? Next step. First in that paper, that is 238. This is you have to know. For example, 1 mole of cobalt chloride, 6NH3 gave 3 moles of AgCl. That is given. 1 mole of COCl3 gave 3 moles of AgCl. So 3 mole AgCl means it is a complex, it is a coordination. They are asking, this is a type, but this results in the formation of coordination complex. It looks like a common salt. No. COCl3 mixed with 6 molecules of ammonia. If I mix it, heat it, it forms a coordination compound. In that coordination compound, when I treat with silver nitrate, I get 3 moles of AgCl. That tells you that the 3 chlorine atoms are outside the complex. Outside the complex 3. So only this is ionizable to form 3 moles of AgCl. So what will be inside? CONS3C. Then what is the primary valence? Primary valence is equal to 3. What is the secondary valence? Secondary valence is equal to 6. The same compound they are treating. Sorry. Next step. COCl3, 5NH3 they are treating. But they got 2 moles of AgCl. Then what does it mean? There are only 2 chlorine atoms outside. So if it is 2 chlorine atoms is outside, means what they given? CO, 2 gone. So CONS3, 5 times Cl. This is a complex. Because if you see this as a complex, so 5 ammonia, 3 chlorine, 6 ammonia, 3 chlorine. But depending upon the number of molecules, the amount of energy absorbed is different. So only the nature or the color of the complexes are, we know that cobalt salt is colored, but the color is different. Here is yellow, this is purple. Because the nature of the ligand varies, means then I said there was a DD transition. The DD transition depends upon the strength of the ligand. Depending, larger the strength, highly strength means what you can see, the tendency to form the bond. If they form a stronger bond with the metal atom, then energy separation will be very high. If the bond formed is a weaker bond, it is not forming stronger bond with the metal atom, then this energy of separation will be lesser. So the strength of the energy of between these 2d orbitals depends upon the strength of the ligand. So accordingly, what happens? The energy radiation varies. So accordingly, color of the complex also varies. So by giving the compound, this is ionizable. From this, I can say that by this qualitative analysis, what the salt you are doing, from that I can find out that what is the anion present outside the complex. That is what is the primary valence for it. I can also find it. For example, suppose if we have sulfate. Suppose if it is a sulfate, if I treat with barium chloride, this I will get barium sulfate. From that I can find it out. Sulfate ion is ionizable. It's outside the complex. That I can easily find it out outside the coordination entity. Therefore, this is the anion present outside the coordination entity can be easily determined by test. Therefore, from that I can find out what are the elements, how it is bonded. I can get an idea. That's it. Next, I'm rubbing off. If I go for the example question that you can, this is one of the questions often asked. Mostly you can expect that type of question in your MCQ. Here, on the basis of the following observations made with aqueous solution, assign secondary valence to metals in the following compounds. They're asking you to find out the assign the secondary valence. Secondary valence which is inside comes inside the square bracket. PdCl2, PdCl2, 4NH3. But they are given 2 AgCl is precipitated. What does mean? 2 AgCl means Cl is outside. Then what is remaining? PdNH3 is out inside. So my secondary valence is 2, primary valence is 4. They're asking, sorry, secondary valence is 4, primary valence is 2. They're asking secondary valence. What is secondary valence? 4. I told when it is 4, what will be the shape of the molecule? Geometry of the molecule. The geometry of the molecule may be of tetrahedral or straight planar, depending upon the strength of the lethal. How the strength of that we shall do it later. Understand? Next day, NiCl2, NiCl2, 6H2O. Then it gives 2 volts of AgCl. Then what happens? This is ionizable. So Cl2 outside. Then what will be the complex? This will be the complex. Therefore, secondary valence is 6. Therefore, this is a way PtCl. For example, PtCl6 Cl4 2H2O. They are told that the secondary valence is 0. Nothing is being precipitated. What does it mean? Everything is inside the complex. How I took PtCl4 H2O twice. This is the way I have it. Everything is there. Nothing is ionizable. So what is that? I'm not getting any anion. So nothing is ionizable. If not ionizable, everything should be written inside the square bracket. Because any ion in the square bracket is non-ionizable. The next one you can do it. They similarly PtCl2 NH3. This I can write it as PtCl2 NH3 twice. This is the complex for the last one because it has 0. None of the molecule is outside. So only secondary valences. Is secondary valences. There is number of moles of AgCl. AgCl nothing is precipitated. So nothing is outside. So this is then my secondary valence is nothing but 4. This way I can find it. Because 4 are bonded, so secondary valence. This is the way we find it. Now, when we talk about the coordination compounds, you might have heard of double salt too. There is a slight difference in the preparation only. How do they prepare coordination compounds? In coordination compounds, they take the metal atom. And for example, if it is that is anion complex, anion salt is taken. What is the anion you are putting? That is being taken and made into a heated and made into a homogeneous solution, and it is being cooled down. It results in the formation of coordination compound. But in the case of double salt, you take 2 salts of whatever the required proportion and mix it, dissolve in it, and heat it. You get the double salt. For example, your Mohs salt is a double salt: ferrous sulfate, aluminium sulfate. Ferrous sulfate, aluminium sulfate. Ferrous sulfate and ammonium sulfate. 24H2O. This is the example of double salt. If I put this in water, two different salts of equimolar proportion will be there. If I put this salt, Mohs salt, you might be doing KMnO4 versus ferrous sulfate, Mohs salt. It's nothing but this ion is not ion. This ion will not involved in the redox reaction. What if this ion is involved in the redox reaction? You will be doing it. When I do this, when I put this in water, it ionizes as Fe2 plus, SO4 2 minus, and NH4 plus. These are the ions are weaker. It is completely ionizable. The double salt, what is the main difference between this double salt and coordination compounds? In double salt, the ions present in the salt, double salts are completely ionizable. This is an example of Mohs salt. It's a Mohs salt. Ferrous sulfate, ammonium sulfate contains 24 water. When I put in water, all the ions get easily ionizable. When I take some other compound, I can say, if I take NiCO4, you are talking about. This is also a complex. When I put in water, nothing will ionize. Nothing you get it out of it. If I talk about NiCl4, this is comes as 2. CuNS3, 4 times Cl2. When I put this in water, it ionizes as CuNH3, 4. I can test only the presence of chloride ion. I cannot test the presence of ammonium ion present in it. because it is non-ionizable. Only this is ionizable. That is the main difference between coordination compounds and double salt. In double salt, the ions are completely ionizable, whereas in coordination compound, the ions are not completely ionizable. That is the difference between coordination compounds and most salt and double salt. Sorry. Now let us go for some of the terminologies that you have to study in your coordination compounds. Next is coordination entity. First is coordination. What is coordination entity? Nothing but everything inside the square bracket is called as coordination entity. Everything inside the square bracket we call as coordination entity. NiCO4, this is coordination entity. In the case of CuNH3, 4, Cl2, which is coordination entity, this is the coordination entity. Understand? When we write the coordination entity, just like that, you cannot write CS3, NH3, 4. You cannot write nothing without anything as a charge. This charge, that is for example, and that also you can. If I take ferric chloride, how will we write the formula ferric chloride? Fe 3 plus chloride minus crispros Cl. Understand? When you ionize, this charge goes over here the same way. When it ionizes, this charge goes so 2 plus. We know that chloride ion is minus 2 Cl. This is the way the coordination entity here carries the charge. Here there is no anion, so the coordination number, nothing, it carries the coordination number. So you can write just like that. But when it is in the form of this space, then you cannot write it without the charge. The charge should be put. Then only it is added its value. Otherwise, it's not having any value. Understand? Shanika? This is coordination entity. What is coordination entity? Anything, everything inside the square bracket we call as a coordination entity. Next, central metal atom. What is the central metal atom? The atom to which the anions or anion in a coordination entity, the anions or a neutral molecule which is bonded to an atom. The atom to which the anion or a neutral atom in the coordination entity are bonded is called as a metal atom. This is the metal atom. In this complex, the metal atom is copper. In this complex, the metal atom is nickel. What is the metal atom? What is the central atom? The central atom is a metal atom to which the negative ion or a neutral molecule is being bonded in a coordination entity. Central atom. What is the central atom? Mostly central atom is a metal atom to which the ligand, to which the anion or a neutral molecule bonded by a coordination bond in a coordination entity, we call that as a central atom. Here the central atom mostly will be a metal atom. Next we have to talk about ligands. That's very important. What is ligand? This we have already studied a little bit in alkyl halides and aryl halides. We were talking about. Ligands is nothing but mostly ligand may be a negative ion, or it may be a negative or a neutral molecule. Electron rich center only will act as a ligand. It may be a neutral molecule having a lone pair, then only it's electron rich center, or it may be anion, which gets bonded to the metal atom is called as a ligand. Ligand is I can say ligand will be a Lewis base, electron donor. And the Lewis base may be a negatively charged or it may be a neutral molecule. Water is a ligand. Ammonia is a ligand. Cn minus is a ligand. Cl minus, halogen, halide is a ligand. OH minus is a ligand, negative. Understand? These are the ligands. Ligands are nothing but electron-rich centers which forms a coordinate bond to the metal atom in a coordination complex is called as a ligand. A negative ion or I can say Lewis base, the species which is electron-rich center, that is a neutral molecule, or an anion which is bonded to the central metal atom in a coordination entity, we call that as a ligand. Here, if I talk about, I'm not talking about this, I'm talking about hydroxide. If I talk about the hydroxide, it is bonding, O is bonding to the metal atom. O only, because O is having the negative charge. O is giving the, forming the coordinate bond with the metal atom. So there is the only one atom which are involved, which is involved in bonding. This O is involved in bonding. We call this as if there is one donor atom. This is because if OH are two atoms are there. But negative charge is on only on oxygen. Negative cannot be on hydrogen over here. So who is the donor? Oxygen is the donor. Even though it has two atoms, which is the donor atom? How many donor atoms are there? Only one donor atom is there. We call that as a unidentate. Unidentate is a ligand which has only one donor atom to form a coordinate bond with the metal atom. Unidentate. Next is this we call this as ethane. Understand? If one of the hydrogen is replaced, then we call as ethane diamine. But you have to specify ethane. The actual IUPAC name is ethane 1,2 diamine. Here in diamine, this is diamine. AMINE diamine. Here, this also can form bond. This also can donate bond, can form bond, coordination bond. So how many donor atoms are there? Two donor atoms are. We call this as didentate. What is didentate? If there are two donor atoms in a molecule, in a ligand, if there are two donor atoms, it's a ligand, I say. What is a ligand? Which forms a coordination bond with the metal atom, we call as a ligand. So there are two donor atoms, we call this as a didentate. Tridentate. There are three donor atoms, tridentate. Four donor atoms, four tetradentate. If it is more than four, we call that as a polydentate. For example, you know oxalic acid. Oxalic acid, oxalate ion. Oxalic acid is not acting as a ligand. Oxalate ion is an anion. So which is how many donor atoms are there? These two are acting as a donor atom. So it becomes to a didentate. So understood? That in a ligand, the number of donor atoms tells you whether it is a monodentate, unidentate, or didentate, polydentate, everything. A monodentate, I have given an example. Didentate, I have given an example. Polydentate, very important, that is often asked. It is in short, we write it as EDTA. What is EDTA? Ethylene diamine tetraacetate. Ethylene, what is ethylene? CH2, ethylene. Diamine, NH2, NH2. Ethylene diamine. Understand? Ethylene is the common name. Ethylene is the IUPAC name. Ethylene is the common name. So ethylene diamine, tetraacetate. What is tetraacetate? Acetic acid. Acetic acid, this is acetate ion. Understand? Therefore, one of the hydrogen, here hydrogen is replaced as CH2COO minus. Another hydrogen also replaced CH2COO minus. CH2COO minus. CH2COO minus. How many donor atoms are there? How many donors? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here lone pair is there, no. So how many? 6 are there. So we can say that this is an example of polydentate. This is we call as an example of polydentate. Because how many donor atoms? 6 donor atoms are there. So we call this a polydentate. In short, we write it as EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetate. This ligand plays a very important role in purification of water. To estimate the amount of hardness in water, EDTA is being used. Next, shall I pass on to the next one? Then, when I talk about this ligand, this has a specialty. I can also call this as a chelating ligand. Why? Chelate, it forms a complex. If this is bonded to the metal atom, all 6 are there. If the metal atom is having a coordination number 6, if a metal is having a coordination number 6, all this will be bonded to the metal atom in such a way, it forms a cyclic structure around the metal atom. If metal is bonded, yes, this however is bonded, it forms a cyclic structure because its coordination number, metal coordination number is 6. So it needs 6 donor atoms. All 6 donor atoms are there. If everyone bonded to the metal atom, it forms a cyclic structure. The resulting structure is said to be more stable. It results in the cyclic structure formed by the coordination, by forming a coordinate bond by the molecule The resulting complex is called as a chelating complex. And the chelating complex is said to be very stable. And the ligand which is responsible for forming the chelating complex we call as a chelating ligand. In the chelating ligand, the number of donor atoms is called as a denticity. It is called as denticity. Then how many, what is the density? Denticity is there. We have 6 donor atoms. So denticity is nothing but 6. It's nothing but number of donor atoms in a ligand is called as denticity. The higher the denticity, the complex formed is a chelating complex. What is a chelating complex? The cyclic structure formed around the molecule, around the metal atom is called as chelating complex. If the complex is a chelating complex, the complex is said to be very stable. Very stable. Stability is higher. Shall I pass on? Chelating. So far I was talking about ligand. What is a ligand? Which forms a coordinate electron press center, which forms a coordinate bond with the metal atom. We call that as a ligand. If there are 1 donor atoms, I call as a monodentate. 2 means didentate. More than 2, 3 means tridentate. More than 3, we call that as a polydentate. Example for polydentate, EDTA again. If I talk about if more the number of donor atoms, if they are bonded to the metal atom, then what they do? They form a cyclic structure, enclosed structure it will form. If enclosed structure is being formed, we call that complex formed as a chelating complex. And the ligand which is responsible for forming the cyclic structure we call as a chelating ligand. And the chelating ligands are said to be very stronger ligand because the complex formed out of it is very stable. So chelating ligands are highly stronger. These ligands are said to be very stronger. And we talk about the number of atoms, the number of such liganding groups is called as a denticity. We call that as a denticity.
Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I can't understand the denticity, ma'am.
How many liganding groups are there? How many ligands it can, that is, number of liganding groups means, if this is 1 ligand,
Yes,
this
ma'am.
is 1 ligand, EDTA is 1 ligand which is forming a metal atom. But how many donor atoms are there?
4.
How many donor atoms are there?
4, ma'am.
4, okay. Number
6, ma'am. 6, ma'am. 6, ma'am.
So density is equal to 6.
Oh.
The number of liganding groups which is forming a bond with a metal atom, that is called as denticity.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Shall I go on?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Next ligand is called as an ambidentate ligand. This we have studied clear, ambidentate. Ambidentate ligand, if I talk about Cn minus is a unidentate ligand. Unidentate ligand means if it is either it can be, for example here, if either it can bonded through carbon or it can bonded through nitrogen. Understand? It's a unidentate because donor atoms, here the donor atom is carbon, here the donor atom is nitrogen. It's a unidentate. But in a unidentate ligand, only donor atom, but there is only 1 atom, but it can be donated by different atoms. Either it is donated through carbon or donated through nitrogen. If I take OH minus, it can bonded only through oxygen, not through hydrogen. It's a unidentate ligand. It's also a unidentate ligand, but it is called by the name called ambidentate ligand. It has only 1 donor atom, but if that 1 donor may be a carbon or it may be a nitrogen depending upon the way it forms the bond. So such type of ligands we call as an ambidentate ligand that you have already studied. If it is Cn, we call it as cyanide. If it is Nc means we call it as isocyanide. But in coordination compounds, neutral ligands are called. There are some neutral ligands. When we call the neutral ligands, for example, NH3 is a neutral ligand. You name it as amine, AMM, that you have to keep in mind. Ammonia When you are naming ammonia in a coordination compound, it has to be named as amine. Next, NO, it is called as nitroso. CO, it is called as carbonyl. H2O, you call it as aqua. These are the names which varies. The other things and all will come in the same form. Understand? These are the few common neutral ligands which are often comes. So you should know. Next, if it is an anion, if it is a negative ligand, how am I to name? The negative ligand should end up with different way. For example, OH minus, how you call? You call it as hydroxide. Last letter E should be replaced as O, hydroxido. That is the way you have to name. If I take Cl minus, I call this as chloride. Normally I call this chloride. I call this as chlorido. In IUPAC, when I name the IUPAC of coordination compounds. For example, this is SO4 2 minus. I call that as sulfate. The last E should be replaced as sulfato. Always that letter should end up with O. That way you have to do it. Ma'am, how am I to name? No need to worry. You find out the anion name. For example, you write CO3 2 minus. I call this as carbonate. Simple. Carbonate. The last letter E should be replaced as O. Carbonate. You need not worry about that. Write down the anion. Last letter E is replaced as O. That's all. Carbonate. For example, now I'm coming. This is Cn minus. Understand? We call this as cyanide. Understand? We call this as cyanide. Cyanido, I call this one. NCN, sorry, NC. Isocyanide. Isocyanide you see. But actually in coordination compounds we call as isocyanide. Next step. We have already seen in alkyl halides, that is NO2. Understand? NO2 minus or ONO, it can be bonded. If it is NO2 minus means we call as what we call NO2 minus means because here both the names is called as nitrito. Both the names are called as nitrito only. This you have to name Nayati because it's entirely different the way I told. It is nitrito. But if the bonded atoms is nitrogen, I call it as nitrito-N. If it is bonded through oxygen, I call it as nitrito. Oh, this is entirely different. That you have to keep in mind. If it is bonded through nitrogen, I call that as nitrito-N. If it is bonded through oxygen, I call it as nitrito-O. One more thing you should know. SCN, NCS. Either it is bonded through S or bonded through nitrogen. If it is bonded through S, we call it as thio compound. If it is bonded through S means we call it thio. If it is bonded to N means we call it as iso. It is bonded through iso. Similarly, this is thio. This is called thiocyanide. S bonded. S bonded nala thio solren. CN is cyanide. So this should be called as thiocyanide. But we call this as thiocyanate. N means iso. Isothiocyanate. Isothiocyanate. S bonded means thio. Cyanide. Cyanide I cannot say. Cyanato. Cyanide. Cyanato. Here we call it as cyanido. Isocyanide. We call this IO because it's an anion. Isothiocyanate we say that. So thiocyanate. Isothiocyanate. Like this name. These are things you should name. These are the examples of ambidentate ligand. Yeah, unidentate ligand which is bonded through different atoms we call as a ambidentate ligand. Shall I pass on? Next. This we will study in detail when we do the IUPAC. Next. Coordination number. What is the coordination number of bonds? Number of bonds the metal atom makes is called as a coordination number. For example, CO is nothing but secondary valence is nothing but coordination number. I can say here coordination number is 6. NiCl4 2 minus Here the coordination number is 4. In FeCO5, the metal atom is bonded to 5 carbon atom, so that 5 carbon group. So coordination number is 5. What coordination number is nothing but number of bonds the metal atom makes in a coordination entity is called as a coordination sphere. Next, I talk about oxidation number that you have already studied. What is oxidation number? Is the charge oxidation number definition is the charge carried by that atom in that compound. Oxidation number is the charge carried by an atom in that compound is called as coordination oxidation number. For example, if I take oxidation number of sulfur, it is -2. In this, if I talk about SO3, it is +6. In SO2, it is +4. Is the charge carried by that atom in that compound is called as an oxidation number. How am I to find out the oxidation number of this compound of the metal atom? Here you will be finding out the oxidation state of the metal atom only. Because metal atoms, mostly the metal atom will be a D block element, and the D block elements will be of different oxidation state. The metal atoms in that will be of different oxidation state. About different oxidation state, now for that only you have to find it out. When I chart, when I put the chart, this comes over here. So FeCl6 I can write O minus. So I have to find it out here. X is an anion. Cyanide is an anion. It's a monoredded -1. So 6 minus 6 is equal to -4. X is equal to 2. That is the same thing. What I have written your last year portions only. This complex you might have studied in last year. This is what I will write. FeCl6. You will write it as 3n minus. This charge goes over there. I have to find out the coordination number. Oxidation state of iron. X -6 is equal to 3 minus. So X is equal to 3. Here iron is in +3 state. If I talk about cobalt H2O 6 Cl3, we will do it in detail. Here, water is a neutral ligand also. So, neutral ligand is doesn't carry any charge. So, X plus 0 is equal to, this will go here, 3 plus 1 is equal to, so X is equal to 3. Here, cobalt is in what oxidation state? 3 oxidation state. That is the way we find out the oxidation state of the metal atom. Clear? Next is coordination sphere. Coordination sphere is nothing but everything enclosed in the square bracket is called as a coordination sphere, I can say, or I can call it as a coordination entity. Next is coordination polyhedron. What is coordination polyhedron? Polyhedron is nothing but the ligands which are bonded to the metal atom. Depending on the coordination number, they have a definite geometry of the molecule. That is called as coordination polyhedron. Coordination polyhedron is nothing but regular arrangement of a ligand to the metal atom. Depending upon the coordination number, is called as a coordination polyhedron. Here, this coordination entity is of which shape of the figure. If it is 5, it is trigonal bipyramidal. If it is 4, coordination number is 4. Then depending upon the ligand, it may take up the shape of square planar or it may be a tetrahedral. But I can say NiCO4 is a tetrahedral shape. NiCN4, this is 2 minus, it is of square planar. How? That we will be discussing in the when we are doing the further concept that we do, you will come to know why. This is because this is called polygon, the regular arrangement. Coordination entity means I say the metal atom and the ligand. I'm not talking more detail of that how it is arranged. That is called coordination entity. Whereas coordination polyhedron tells you that the regular arrangement of ligands around the metal atom in the coordination entity is called the coordination polyhedron. Next, homoleptic and heteroleptic. This is all are homoleptic. Why? Because if the ligands are of same type, the ligands which are bonded in a complex, if the ligands bonded to the metal atom are of similar, then we call as homoleptic. Similarly, I told CONS3 Cl5 Cl2. It is called as heteroleptic because 2 different types of ligands are there. So we call as heteroleptic. Okay, here you can find out the coordination oxidation state. What is the oxidation state? X This is neutral Licon, 0. It is a negative Licon. How many are there? 1 chlorine. So minus 1 is equal to this charge goes over it's 2. X is equal to 3. So coordination number of oxidation state of cobalt is 2. Then you can say what is coordination entity? Now we are studying something. Then first to start from what is coordination entity? CO NS3 5 times Cl. This charge should go. This is coordination entity. What is the metal atom? Cobalt is the metal atom. What is the Licon? NS3 and Cl minus are the Licon. This is what type of Licon? It's a unidate. This is all, both of them are unidated Licon. Understand? Next, what is the coordination number? What number of bonds the metal atom is? How many coordination numbers? The coordination number is 6. The coordination number is 6. Next, coordination sphere, coordination entity, both are remains the same. Coordination polyhedron. What is the coordination one? The arrangement of atoms, the regular arrangement of atoms around the metal atom. Here, what is the coordination number? 6. So, what is the coordination polyhedron? Octahedral. 2 types of Licons are there. So, it comes under heterolytic. This information you will ask. They give a complex and ask for it. Then how do you name the molecule? That we should do in that answer. These are the terminologies you should know. This we call as a counter ion. This is nothing but secondary valence. This is the primary valence. Sorry, this is the primary valence, also called as a counter ion. This is called as a secondary valence. What is the secondary valence? 5 plus 1. Secondary valence is 6 4. Whatever we have got, that we can be asked. Clear? Shall I pass on to the next one? With that, I can wind up because I have class at 8 o'clock. Any doubt regarding this? The IUPAC name will start from Monday class onwards. Any doubt? Any doubt? With that, I am telling you. And no, with the remaining, I will continue in my next class, because 8 o'clock I too have another class. So this is the thing. That is, I have given you an introduction of coordination compounds. What is a coordination complex, Bernoulli theory, and how to find out the secondary valence and primary valence, and the terminologies that we use in coordination. Because this is the way. Sometimes they may give a complex and they ask IUPAC name, I have to give. They will ask for the IUPAC name. Sometimes they will ask what is the hybridization state of the metal atom by asking this. What is hybridization? Everything they will ask. Okay, go through it. Any doubt is there, keep it noted. We shall do it on next that is coming Monday. Be safe. Now you might be knowing the situation what Raghu sir and Raghu sir's wife also undergone. Please be careful, be safe. That's only we can say. But as per yesterday's news, since December there is no chance of schools getting opened in Tamil Nadu. But they have given, central government has given permission for the states to, depending upon the situation, they can open the schools. But Chennai have declared that they are not in an idea to open schools till December. So you have ample time. Please don't keep up the things. You have ample time right now. Any doubt is there, get clarified. Make use of this time. After the school opens, the things will, but they have declared that you are having a board in the month of June only. But still things are different. So make use of this time. Any doubt is there, get it clarified. We are about to complete most probably by if I depending upon the things, by first week of September, I will complete the portion. But what are the chapters to be revised? How it has to be revised? The same way Zoom is there. So no, but you have to come to part time only it is possible. So take care, make use of this precious time. August, September, October, November, there is still more 4 months are there. Even December they are opening, but they are doubtful. But this December or after December, they do not know. So, but actually I can say 3 months in your hand. You can plan accordingly. The ball is in your court. The way you play the game, success is yours. That's only I can say. Make use of the time. Take care. Okay, ma. We shall meet on Monday with the rest of the content. Okay, ma. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma. Thank you, ma.